Thanks for joining us for Marketing Tutorials. In this episode, we're going to focus on responding to reviews and why it's important. So number one, why do you need to respond to reviews? A couple different reasons. Number one, it really builds loyalty with positive reviewers. If somebody's writing a review about you and it's positive and they really enjoyed your business, you reaching back out and just respond to that can just be as quick as thanks for the great review. Something easy, just reaffirms that connection, reaffirms that relationship and that loyalty. It makes them want to keep coming back. They know that you're engaged with them, that they liked your product or service, and that they like you as well. So that's one of the biggest reasons you want to try to respond to positive reviews as well as negative ones. It also humanizes your business. Again, people coming in, this is when people are searching for services, searching for products. When they see that somebody wrote a review about you and then you respond to that review, be it positive or negative, it humanizes your business. It gets people to understand that there's somebody behind this business and they're passionate about what they're doing. So it humanizes you to any new customers that might be coming into your business. It adds context to negative reviews, and this is one of the most important parts. If you get a negative review, this is a great way to show your side of the story. Now, this doesn't mean we're going to get to this in just a second. It doesn't mean you want to get negative back. You don't want to respond in ways that are negative, but you want to be able to give context, and that can be as easy as responding to the review, apologizing for their bad experience that they may have had, asking questions about the experience they had to kind of get more information, but really so that when people go check out and see that negative review, that there's your side of the story there as well. Google's also confirmed that responding to reviews increases your local SEO. So this is a very important aspect. Again, as we've said in other episodes, Google really wants, same with Yelp and all these systems, but Google really wants from their search system to have people have a good experience when they search something and they buy something, or they go to a restaurant, for example. They want them to have that good experience, and they want to make sure that their system is telling that potential customer if they're going to have a good or bad experience. So that's why they've really taken to having reviews be very important for their algorithms to be able to make sure that the top ranking people that are having the best services, the best products are ranking the highest. And we also found that a Yelp study showed that people are 33% more likely to upgrade their review if they're responded to. And this is, again, one of the reasons that it's so important to respond to those reviews, to get that question, to get that answer, to get that context to whatever that negative review might have been about. Because what can happen there is, again, the 33% are likely to upgrade. That means that, you were able to tell your side of the story. You were able to connect and build that relationship with that negative reviewer. And perhaps it was a misunderstanding on their side or on your side or whatever it is. But by engaging with them and connecting with them, you can really drive a relationship and a conversation that can help them see other perspectives as well, which can always help them see your side of the story a little bit better. Some quick do's and don'ts. So for the do's, respond to every review on all platforms. This can be a daunting task, don't get me wrong. And that's where we're going to show you some technology in a second that's going to help you do this. But you want to respond to all these reviews. You never know where people are going to find you, where people are going to see this review. And if you are engaging on all of them, you're going to humanize yourself for any customers that might be coming to your business. Try to respond within 24 hours if possible. If it needs to go a little bit longer, that can be fine, but you really want to try to get back and forth, because again, you don't know what's going to happen in that 24 hours, especially if you have a negative review. You want to make sure that you're connecting and that you are telling your side of the story, or you're trying to get answers to whatever the negative experience would have been as quickly as possible, so that other people out there that might be looking for your service or your product and seeing these reviews, they don't just see no response from you. So try to get those responses as quickly as you can. 24 hours is typically what our recommendation is. And use technology to aggregate your reviews and aiding and responding on all these different platforms. Again, there's so many platforms that you can be on for reviews these days. How do you bring it all together? How do you make sure that you're getting the engagement across all those different platforms? There's great technologies out there to help you manage that in a much more efficient way. Couple of don'ts. Don't respond to negative reviews when you're angry. This is a big one. If you get a negative review and if you're angry when you're reading it, that frustration is going to come out. You're not going to respond in a way that's going to get a positive engagement. You're not going to respond in a way where you're going to ask the right questions or or even apologize if necessary. You'll come back and you'll be argumentative, combative, and we've all seen, you know, the stories of businesses that lashed out at a negative review, and it just became a whole thing. Social media got involved, and it really ruined businesses. So make sure if you get a negative review, step away for a few hours, clear your head, go do some work, do whatever else, go for a run, I don't know. But you know, clear your head so that when you come to respond to that review, you're in a better place, you're in a more lucid place to be able to respond and get the information necessary to hopefully, you know, negate that review. And then also think about in the customer's perspective. Really, the best way to think about it is thinking that the customer is always right. You know, there are times, obviously, when the customer goes off the rails, they write a negative review for no reason at all. But even when that happens, it's hard to show context in written form on some of these platforms. So when you are coming in and you know, right off the bat, negating everything they said and you know, not listening to their experience, that's going to come off to other customers as the customer was probably right. It probably was a negative experience, and that you are just trying to lash out. So think the customer is right. Instead of going out there and you know, negating everything they're saying, ask questions. Try to get a conversation. You know, tell your side of the story, but not in a negative way. So really kind of engage with these people, and then apologize. I mean, there's nothing wrong with apologizing from time to time if they have a legitimate argument. So those are some things you want to do to make sure, some do's and don'ts to really kind of make sure your engagement is good. Now let's look at a little technology that can help you manage all of this. Managing all your reviews can be a brutal experience because again, there are so many review sites. This system here that we're going to be looking at aggregates over 70 different review sites itself. As you can see, 70 different, that's a lot of different review sites. As you can see, there's a lot of tools here. Reputation management is one we're going to be focusing on today. One of the things about a tool like this too is when you activate this tool, it's going to go find all your review profiles online and bring that into the platform. So you won't have to go out and, you know, find what reviews you have on TripAdvisor or on Avvo or whatever it might be. This will bring that in for you and just connect it in for you. We find a lot of people, when they activate this tool, they realize that they have reviews on a TripAdvisor that they didn't know for City Search. So it really helps aggregate that in a more effective way. As you can see, there's some great data here, just showing you total reviews, you know, your review rating, to get an idea, get a snapshot of how your business looks online, what your reputation looks like. Down here, you got a couple of things. You got your review feed to see all your reviews that you've had, review requests. You can request reviews through this platform as well. We have a whole nother marketing tutorial on that. Let's look at the response queue for this specific tutorial today. So you come to your response queue, and you can see all your different reviews here, right? So you can see, you know, any reviews, Facebook, Google, Yelp, it's got, again, TripAdvisor, it's got all the big ones and a ton of niche ones as well, depending on whatever your business category is. So let's say I get a review on Yelp and I want to respond to that. I click right here on respond. And then I come in here, I can reread the review right here to see what they said. I can respond in public. So some platforms allow me to respond in public or respond in private. Private is great for if you get a review that, you know, not much context was left. It's a negative review, but they didn't really say why they left you a negative review. You can respond in private here, and that will go to them, so you can, you know, ask them questions, help understand why the negative review was given before you go post something publicly. You can also save some templates in here. So let's say when you get a 5-star review, you want to say something similar each time, kind of helps speed up the process, makes it a lot more efficient. You got that in here as well. You can do escalation systems in here as well too. You know, you need to escalate this to a manager because it's a review that calls out an employee specifically or something like that. So a really great way to be able to do that. You can come in here and then you can submit your review response, and it will publish directly to the system. So the nice thing again about this is you get all your reviews in one place. It brings it, aggregates them all in one channel. And then through your response queue there, once you respond to a review, it'll remove it out of your queue. So, you know, you can come in every day, once or twice a day, see what reviews are in your review queue, clear them out throughout the day by responding to each of them, and make sure that you've responded to all reviews quickly, efficiently, effectively, and continue to build your reputation online. Again, a great tool here. It's got a lot of different functions, including generating new reviews, measuring your reviews, reporting all these different systems. It's got some great website widgets to be able to show, you know, your 5-star reviews online very quickly and easily. So a great tool. If you'd like to see a demo on this tool or any of the other tools on the platform, go ahead and click the link there in the description and book a demo with us. Thanks for your time.